On this day that we mark 12 years since the attacks of 9/11, it's also a year since terrorists murdered 4 Americans at the U.S. consulate in Benghazi. 1 year later, emotions remain raw. The U.S. has not arrested anyone responsible for the attack on our diplomatic facility, and families of the 4 victims say they've gotten very few answers. Adam Housley takes a look live from Los Angeles. Adam.
Yeah, John, in fact, we've got some exclusive information to Fox News. According to multiple State Department sources, highly sensitive U.S. military equipment that was being used in Libya by U.S. Special Forces to help train Libyans to gather information on those who did or are expected to have taken a part in this attack, and at the same time on other terrorist suspects in the region. That military equipment that was being used to train Libyans was stolen late July and into early August in 2 raids overnight. In fact, we have a full screen to kind of give you an idea of what's. Rifles were taken, lasers were taken, as well as night vision technology. This is stuff that the U.S. military has that a lot of our adversaries do not. It gives us an advantage, but dozens of these pieces of equipment were stolen, again, in late July and early August in raids on a camp. These are funded by U.S. taxpayer dollars. These trainers, again, U.S. military special forces, according to the State Department sources I've spoken to, were there to train these men. And during nighttime, when they would go back to their villa, the Americans would go back to their villa, these raids took place and the equipment was stolen. As you can see, that the camp itself was just outside of Tripoli. It was not near Benghazi, but it was outside of Tripoli, and the camp had been there since November. Now, these trainers have since been pulled from Libya. Only 2 remain, I'm told, right now. There are FBI, we're told, FBI members there, as well as some contract employees in the region, but only 2 Special Forces members from that original team are still left in still left in Tripoli. And the reason why they were pulled, John, we're told, is in part due to these raids. Again, these raids took place late July, early August, where the U.S. equipment was stolen. The men had gone back to their villa for the night. The camp was supposed to have been secured by Libyan forces. It was not. They believe that some of this equipment may have fallen into the wrong hands, obviously, and they're worried about how it potentially could be used. And because of that, we're told the State Department pulled their support for the program, which ultimately led to these men being pulled out of the country. And once again, these men, while they were there to train, John, were also gathering intelligence on those they believe were responsible for the Benghazi attacks 1 year ago. John.
And the mess goes on, or so it seems. Adam Housley, thanks.